If you're a driven entrepreneur with good ideas but struggle to turn them into consistent income without overwhelming yourself or confusing your audience, I'm sharing the exact framework that transforms one focused idea into multiple profitable formats. See, here's what nobody tells you about creating digital products. The entrepreneurs that are making real money aren't building passive income empires. They're using low-ticket products as sophisticated lead magnets to fill their high-ticket services. And I'm about to show you exactly how this works. But before we dive into the complete framework, if you want my free 21-day email series that walks you through creating products that actually pay you, click the link in the description below. It's completely free and will help you implement everything we're covering today. You see, most entrepreneurs think they need multiple products to make multiple revenue streams. But here's the truth. The most successful service-based entrepreneurs that I know, and this includes myself, built their entire business around one core transformation that leads to high-value partnerships. Here's why evolving one product over time is a clear winning strategy. First, there's a clear value ladder that each step naturally leads to higher investment. The second is that there's trust building. Clients get to test out your offering at low risk before they invest a higher dollar amount. The expertise that you have compounds. Every iteration makes you the expert in your niche, and you get to build on that instead of just switching out completely. And there's a predictable pipeline. You know personally exactly where clients will come from, and your clients know the journey that you're going to take them on. And think about it. Would you rather chase $1,097 product sales or serve 10 clients at $10,000 each? Here's the exact system I use and teach my clients to evolve one core idea into a high-ticket service business. I call it the Product Evolution Framework, and it has 4 distinct phases. I need you to picture something completely different than what you've been told about funnels and customer journeys. This time, imagine a bridge, but this bridge, it gets narrower as you go across it, not wider. Most people think you want to expand access as people go deeper with you, but here's the truth. Real transformation happens when the bridge narrows, when there's less room for distraction, less room for half measures, less room for anything except focused change. And let me show you why this changes everything. So in step 1, it's like you're on the edge of the bridge and it's really crowded. A lot of people want to get across. This is your free content. It's wide. It's noisy, it's crowded, like I said. Your social posts, YouTube videos, podcast episodes, however you go about getting eyes on your work. Everyone's hanging out here. And there's zero commitment, there's zero risk. People can wander around, they can come in, they can come out. They take what they want, they leave when they want. And that's exactly how it should be, because this wide space lets people discover if your voice resonates with them. If they think this person gets it, or me too, then they're ready to step on the actual bridge. So step 2 is the first plank of the bridge. This is the foundation and where you have a lead magnet, which is a trust builder. The bridge starts to narrow immediately. Your lead magnet, whether it's an email series or a product download, that's their first micro commitment when they give you their email. Already some people drop off here. They're not ready to even give their email address. And that's perfect. Bridge is doing its job. The people who do step forward, they start getting structured value. They start taking your voice more seriously. The noise from the crowded edge where everyone's hanging out starts to fade away. But here's what's happening psychologically. They're beginning to focus. Less distraction, more intention. And if you think about this practically speaking, there's going to be way more people that are competing for their attention on a platform like YouTube than in their email inbox. They're going to filter out whoever doesn't align with what they want in their inbox. They curate and they make sure that there's not spam. They make sure that there's not people that are just trying to sell something. They only allow in the people that are going to resonate the most with them. And when you start delivering value to them in an email series, as an example, you start to build trust. They didn't expect this much value for free if you build it well. They start taking your voice more seriously. The bridge that they're on starts to become visible. They start to see the journey that they can take. But here's what most people miss. This step is about creating those first inner shifts that make them think, maybe I really can do this. Here are some examples. It could be a template that saves them 3 hours of time in their work. It could be a mini course that teaches them a crucial skill or solves a problem. Or it could be a framework that brings clarity to what they're used to, confusion. I started with a product called Find Your True North. I was helping people bridge that into, okay, now what are you going to be doing with an online business? And then from there, when I got more and more feedback, it expanded and I turned it into Purposeful Product Zone. It was about creating products because I saw that this was a niche that wasn't really tapped into. And now today that became an email series because I was sending it to people, they were asking for it, but no one was going through it. No one was taking it. People don't have time to do a 50-page PDF. So the key metrics to shoot for with a lead magnet is to get 20% of people who get this to come back for more content or to continue the conversation. And if you notice that they don't return, then your foundation isn't strong enough. And when you're implementing the lead magnet, don't just give information, give them a quick win they can implement immediately. That's what I like about the email series is every day I can offer just one thing. And most people, they just don't have time. You're using human psychology here because when people look at a very long piece of homework that they have to do, they start to feel guilty that they're not going to finish it. They're expecting that it's not going to get done. Whereas if you have a short email and they can see the end of it, there's no excuse. They can do it. If they don't want to, they don't have to. It's very low pressure and that starts to build that trust even more. Okay, step 3, implement the lead magnet, expand it out, build a course around it. Here's where most people get it wrong. This isn't your main profit center. Yes, you are charging money for it and money changes things. But when someone pays even a little bit, they think, I'm the kind of person who invests in change now. But look what's happening to the bridge underneath them. It's getting narrower. Fewer people can walk here comfortably. A lot of people will fall off because they can't commit to the work. Others will fall off because they realize this isn't actually what they want. The bridge is tighter now. There's less room for casual browsing, less room for excuses, and more focus on results. So your goal in creating this evolution of the product is a comprehensive course that serves as a high-value bridge to your services. Pricing here can range from $30 to $300 to $500. You want it to be low enough that the price isn't the objection, but high enough to filter people who aren't serious. Things that you want to include in this course is a complete step-by-step system, templates and worksheets, video walkthroughs, case studies and examples, providing proof, even more proof than what you're giving in your content. So for me, I'm taking the Purposeful Product Zone. It's now an email series. Essentially, it's module 1 of a 5-module course that's called the Evolution Method. And this is how you evolve a product, starting from alignment, and then create a business around that, including the marketing strategy. And the secret here is that you want the course to do 2 things. It serves people who want to do it yourself, DIYers out there who aren't comfortable working with someone. And it demonstrates your methodology to potential high-ticket clients. And if you're following along and want to build this system step by step, again, I've created the 21-day email series that walks you through creating products that actually pay. It's completely free and it breaks down everything we're covering today into actionable steps. All right, step 4 is evolving it again into a transformation course. This is where you're starting to introduce more of the service elements around the core offering. The big thing here is it establishes your authority. Pricing can be, $500 to $1,000. The bridge gets even tighter here, and the signature program now comes along with community access, group calls, personal feedback, and we're talking about real commitment. It's not just money. It's also time, energy, showing up consistently, and being vulnerable in community, like having your name out there. The bridge is now narrow enough that people have to really pay attention to where they are. There's no more casual participation. There's no more lurking in the background. And something great happens to these people that make it here. They start getting real results. Because there's less room for distraction, there's less room to half-ass it, the narrowness forces you to focus. So your goal in creating this is a full transformation system with live elements. And what makes this different? You might have live community access, group coaching calls. In the beginning, it's probably a good idea to do one-on-one calls if you have the time. Accountability systems, and you get personal feedback. So for me, I don't really have a name for this. Maybe something like the Evolution Academy, my course that I'm creating in a 90-day container with group calls, one-on-one calls, access, and all the systems that you need. This phase essentially is going to identify who your ideal high-ticket clients are. You're going to get some people in this phase that don't quite fit the ideal client, and you're going to see examples of who you want and who you don't, and find a way to filter those people out. It could be on your landing page, your squeeze page. It could be in the emails themselves, and it could be something to qualify them before they actually pay. All right, step 5, partnership service. And this is where the majority of the profits will come from in your fully functioning business. Now you're at the end of the bridge. The bridge becomes almost like a sacred passage. It's super narrow, it's intimate, it's completely focused. The high ticket clients that are here, they're not just walking across this bridge, they're walking it alongside you step by step. And there's no more room for anything except transformation. There's no more room for excuses, no room for distraction, no room for half measures. It's just you, them, and the work that matters to get their goal. And that's exactly why it works. That's why transformation happens at the end of the bridge. That's why they become your biggest advocates. So the goal in creating this is to make it high touch and high value and a partnership. The price range can be anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 or more, depending on how successful you are, how much demand there is for your service. Practically speaking, this looks like strategic planning intensives, direct implementation support, custom solution development, and ongoing strategic partnership. Essentially, I'm going to take my 90-day framework and turn it into you pay once, you're in for good. Meaning if I add something that's highly requested, you get access to it. If you have a question down the road, you have access to me. It's no longer a time-based commitment. It's you're in, you stay in as long as you need it. Once you graduate, and I hope that you do, carry on. And the reality here is the other phases exist simply to find and qualify clients for this stage. With the big creators that I know, 80% of their revenue comes from this phase, and that's my plan too. Here's what most people get completely wrong. They think that wider access means better business, but real transformation demands focus. Think about it. The wider the bridge in the beginning, the easier it is to get lost. And the wider it is, the easier it is to half commit or to be a wallflower. And the wider the bridge, the easier it is to stay distracted. But when the bridge narrows, you have to pay attention to every step. You have to commit fully to keep walking. And you have to focus on what matters most. The narrowing is a feature of this journey. It's what makes the transformation possible. Now, here's what's wild about this model. The widest part, where your free content is, there's obviously zero revenue, but that's where everyone starts. When you first start to narrow in with the lead magnets, there's still zero revenue, but the qualifications become more stringent. When you start to sort in the middle to low ticket, there's maybe 5 to 10% of your total revenue. And with the signature program, a little bit higher, 10 to 15%. The high ticket lifelong service, that's 80 to 85% of your revenue. And if you see what's happening, the narrowest part of the bridge generates almost all of your income because that's where the people who are truly ready for transformation end up. And if you're wondering, like, how would I talk about the narrowing process? Like, how do I get people through the funnel? As an example, in content, you could say, love the free content, ready to take the next step, getting results, want more focused support. If you're seeing real change, let's go deeper together. As you're narrowing the customer journey, it's not about giving them more access, it's about giving them deeper access, more intimate access, more transformational access. The people who walk the full bridge with you, they don't just get results, they become completely different people. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, click the link below and get the 21-day email series that shows you how to build products that actually pay. And the second, pick one problem you're uniquely qualified to solve and start with phase 1. Don't overcomplicate it. Just help one person solve one problem better than they could alone. The entrepreneurs who implement this system consistently build sustainable, profitable service businesses. And the ones who simply chase passive income from day one, they usually burn out building products that no one asks for. If you want to know what's actually keeping you from consistent revenue, watch this video next, where I break down the hidden cost of strategy hopping and what to do instead.